Awesome. All right, it's recording. Hi guys, welcome to our very first ever melting pot hot seat. I don't really, we don't really know what we're calling it yet. We're gonna kind of roll with it and see what happens, and we might change the name, we might not. But so tonight is our brand new spanking, like never been done before. We'll see how it rolls. Kind of excited. Cassie's gonna sit in the hot seat, and it's myself and Courtney and Kate that are going to give ideas. We're going to coach her through some of her struggles that she might be having in her business. So if you're watching this on a replay, let us know so that we know if you watched it. And then us panel, we don't know anything that Cassie's going to come up with tonight. So this is literally like blind date. Like, here we go. Like, you're going to see us in action and kind of, I don't know, it'll be different, right? But we're gonna be doing this every third Monday of the month. So next month, Nikki Johnson from Valley City, North Dakota is gonna be in the hot seat, and it will be a blast, and we're gonna go from there. But don't forget, our first Monday of the month will be a game night. And Courtney, would you be so kind and to share what we're gonna do for next game night?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. We're going to do happiness hour or half hour, whatever it ends up being. But basically it's going to be a time just to like come together and share funny videos and laugh together. So if you guys have any favorite like TikToks or YouTube videos or like SNL skits, like send them my way in a message. So we'll compile them together and we'll just share them and laugh together. So I do it for my job as an insurance agent. We do like Friday happiness hours every once in a while. So they go over really well, and it's you kind of leave feeling like stress-free. So it's really fun.
And the funnier, the better, right?
Yes, always.
Right. Becca Levi, who is my superstar director above me, she often talks about how laughing can change your mood so fast. So even if it's a fake laugh, you can change your mood within like 30 seconds, which is kind of cool. So at times where she's been at events, she has made us laugh, and it's really awkward. But it's kind of funny, and it changes your mood in an instant. It's just kind of fun. Also, we're still inactive in April, and I just checked numbers, and there's 87 of us that have $200 or more out of 348. We still haven't hit that 350 yet. We're working on it. So it's 25% of our group. So we still have a lot to go yet. Usually they'll say you can double your numbers wherever you're at on the 20th is gonna kind of be where you're ending up. Now I've heard some directors starting to triple their numbers because of how much growth we're having, and that's kind of where they're starting to see like their numbers trend. Ours is about double. We haven't hit that triple mark yet, but we might just this month. We'll see, which is kind of fun. So here we go. You ready, Cassie?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So,
and wait, Anne, can I just say something too? For those of you guys that are listening, if whatever Cassie says, if you guys have ideas as well, like put them in the chat and we can monitor them too, and like talk about them as well. So don't feel like you can't contribute if you've dealt with something like this before too. So
I want to back up. Thank you for saying that. I want to back up one more time. First, let's go around, say our name and one thing we're grateful for today. What's one thing today that you're grateful for? And Cassie, you're at the top, so would you mind saying your name and what you're grateful for?
My name is Cassie, and I am grateful for family, both actual blood family and family.
I'm Anne, and I am grateful for this amazing new warmer. Isn't it pretty? I just got it, and I'm in love with it. I needed a new kitchen warmer. Okay, Courtney, you're next.
All right, I'm Courtney, and I am grateful for friends that help push you to reach your fitness goals and make you work out when you don't want to.
Awesome. Kate, you're next on the list.
My name's Kate. I am grateful for my boys giving baseball a chance when being the center of attention is not their ideal thing. So so that's what I'm grateful for.
Danielle, you're up next.
My name is Danielle. I am grateful for my job, all the free time I have with it. So
Cool. Christy.
Sorry. I am grateful for I joined a new gym and did a workout today, and also grateful for friends who hold you accountable and keep you motivated.
Nelly, I have you next on my screen.
Baseball officially kicked off this last week, and
She's Nelly, I'm Matt, and we are thankful for baseball.
to be back out on the field. Even though it was freezing on Friday, and I left early because I was cold to the bone, but I am so happy to be back out watching the boys play.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Hope, you're next.
I'm Hope. I'm grateful for my sister. Good, bad, and ugly. She's always there.
That's great. Nikki.
I am grateful. There's just so many things, but my kids, I just found out they qualified for nationals in speech in their duo. So I'm grateful for my kids and all their coaches and opportunities that they have, even though this crazy year with COVID and everything. So.
And their duo is together. Oh,
Yes.
That's cool. I was thinking they each had their own partner, but they are a family
It's together.
team.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is it Kiera? You're up next there, my sweet friend. You can just unmute and let us know what you're grateful for.
She typed it in the chat. So
Oh,
she is
sorry.
grateful for her newborn baby and newfound love for Scentsy.
Awesome. Yay. Congrats on the new baby. Lots of babies in my feed lately. It's weird. It's like we were all locked up for so long. Kim, you are next, friend. And if you want, you can do chat, or you don't have to do your face, just unmute.
Kim.
Oh, you were on. There you go.
hi. Hello. We're doing what we're thankful for.
Yes, that'd be great.
All right. Well, I am definitely thankful for good friends and family because I got hit with the COVID bug. And so I am out of commission for the next week. So it's just very stressful.
I'm sure. Ooh, we'll be thinking about you.
Get
Hope
well
you-
soon.
Yes.
Yeah, Kim, that's a bummer. Shoot.
Yeah.
Has anybody else had it on the call? Wow.
It's been in our family. Kayla had it back in October,
Yeah.
but we're not sure if we got it. We didn't get tested, but no symptoms, so we don't know. But
Right. Yeah. I guess we could have all had it, but we just don't show the symptoms. Crazy. All right. So, like Courtney said, if you have an idea or something that maybe happened to you and this is how you solved it, if it's the same topic as Cassie, just feel free to put it in the chat. We can download the chat. So if we have ideas, I can take and I can move that to the YouTube description so that we have it in there. And I think we're ready. You ready, Cass?
Yep.
How's your seat? Is it hot?
It's getting there.
That was really cheesy.
I made sure my heater
Yeah, you
was,
have to
was
sit.
not
You have
on
to
today.
You have to sit on a heating pad while you're talking.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Just
That'd
kidding.
be kind of fun. No, I'm just kidding. I have a heater. I'm in my basement, so I have a heater usually on, but I also get flushed too when that's on. So I'm trying not to because I get flushed when I talk anyway. So I'm trying to combat that since I'm the one talking.
All right. So how can we help you today, Cassie?
Okay, so what I have been struggling and really a lot last week, and this is kind of why I brought it up today, is just my motivation. Like right now I'm at a little over 600 PRV and not happy with it, but I have literally zero motivation. Like I get up and I'm tired and I want to do nothing. Like I want to sit on my couch and do nothing. I also work, so I am a therapist. So especially after I have my work days, I don't want to do anything. So I guess really it's kind of a broad thing, but just how to get going. I mean, like I have a planner, I have it all scheduled out. Like I know what I'm supposed to do, right? Conceptually, but just the energy and the motivation to be like, yes. And I love Scentsy. I love Scentsy. I love working my business, but you know, when life gets in the way or when I'm super stressed or when I'm emotionally drained, both from my family or from my job, like it's hard. So that is my biggest issue right now because, you know I can do better as far as sales go. Like I have no parties booked this month. I have, I can get sales if I work it. I know that, but I'm not working it.
Okay. So my first question is, how did you get your 600 PRV already for the month?
Let's see. How did I? So I sold some stock and I have a Facebook VIP group. And so I do post in there every day, something. And so it's been like some of the pre-sale stuff and just buying back my stock, for myself. And I've had some online orders from my butt kicking last month, right? So last month I was gung ho. I recruited 2 people. I almost had 2,000 PRV if I went to flipped those parties. So I was going gangbusters, super hyper focused, did all the follow-ups. So that has been trickling into this month. So I've been getting PWS orders from my follow-ups from last month. So that's basically why I have the PRV I do.
Okay. And what is your goal for PRV this month?
It's always 2,000.
Okay.
Anyone can ask any questions at any time, right, Anne? Or
Yep.
like- okay.
You import, yeah.
Yeah. Cass, I have a question, and it's not really, I guess, topic of Scentsy, but 2 questions. Do you make a to-do list, what you have to do
Yes.
for a daily task?
Yeah, I usually do it the night before or I do it the morning of.
Okay, do any of those tasks on your to-do list include something that may not even be Scentsy related, but something that brings you joy that you can get the ball rolling with?
No, but that is an awesome idea.
Yes.
So
that's-
something on it's upstairs. It's not even next to me. So I have a notebook though. I'm just telling you, I'm writing this down. I have a planner that I feel pretty good about using because I used to use a planner a lot. I promise this is related. So I used to use the planner a lot. I've been using this planner religiously. I write it down like I have like check boxes. I like checking things off when I do them. I've never put something down that brings me joy, actually. That I rely on throughout the day to like come to me. Doesn't always come to me. So that's an awesome idea. I'm gonna write that down.
Kate, I totally thought about that too. And then even to kind of sensify it as well. So when you do, so obviously keep that separate, do your thing that brings you joy outside of Scentsy. But then when you look at what you have to do for Scentsy, what is something of Scentsy related that brings you joy too, right? Whether it's like a product or something just about it. I mean, we get so wrapped up in like, oh, I have to share this or I have to post about this, but what's something that you really enjoy about Scentsy, and maybe that can kind of start to also, give that spark back of something that you're interested in doing. So don't just do something because you're like, oh, I haven't done X, Y, and Z for my business in a while. Do something because you enjoy to do it. Like sprinkle those things into your plan as well.
I like that word sprinkle. I think that will stick in my head. Okay.
And seeing that you work a full-time job, you're gonna have to sprinkle, right? Because you're not able to do Scentsy 24/7, right?
Yeah.
So,
no, I can't do it 24/7. I could do it a lot more than I am.
well,
Because my job is
right.
full time, right? Like I feel very blessed because I don't have to work full time. I'm home. The other thing is I'm home with my daughter 2 days a week during the day. And then I'm home also during the day the other days, but then I work in the afternoons and sometimes into the evenings. I do Zooms and whatnot. So it's not full time, but I feel like it's full time, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cass, is it something that because I know you and I are very similar when it comes to being overwhelmed by things. We got a plethora of things and we're like, is it something where you could write down on your to-do list, but then like almost number it of importance, like, oh wait, I can do this tomorrow versus, you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, follow up. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, because so I'll write my to-do list, and I like the rule of 3. So I usually do 3 at the top because my planner has 3 spots in the top, and then I have like a box on the side that I write my other things down that I also want to do sometimes, especially if I'm having a day where, like I said, I'm emotionally drained, I'm taxed, I have no energy. I look at that list and I think, well, I can't do the first one, so I'm not doing any of it. You know what I mean? So I think that prioritizing, I think having that, like, okay, if I just get one done, just one, like today, Mondays are my busiest days, and I'm trying to be consistent. I'm proud of myself for being consistent with my posting on Instagram and my Facebook VIP page and my business page. And so today I'm like, okay, I know it's Motivation Monday, so I can easily find a phrase, right? A phrase on the internet that matches with what I feel right now. I can post it. That seemed more doable to me than actually doing like a product demo, which I love to do. I don't mind going live in my VIP group, but just that small goal of like, if I do that, I feel accomplished, right? So I think that kind of goes along with what you're saying, if I need to focus on maybe my number 1 or my number 2 or just my 1.
Yes. And I was thinking as you were saying that too, and before you said it, to take that list and how can you break those to-dos into smaller things to feel accomplished, right? So break it into baby steps, and maybe it's like, okay, I know I have to follow up today. I'm going to follow up. I'm going to make it a mission to follow up with 5 people, right? Like it's not daunting when you're like, oh, I have to do this task, but it's more doable because you're saying I need to do, X, Y, and Z. So like you can break up your goal too, right? Your PRV goal. How much more do you have left between now and the end of the month? Divide that up per day. How much are you looking at per day? And maybe from there, you're like, okay, I'm going to focus on trying to get some 6-packs out into people's hands today, right? Or today, I'm just going to focus on our laundry and see if anybody jumps at that, right? So you can make more attainable goals because you still have quite a bit of the month left to hit that goal.
Mm-hmm. And I know about my sense because I love Scentsy. I love once I'm in it, I'm in it. So if I reach out to 5, I know that's going to keep going. It's happened to me before where I'm like, I just need to reach out. I need to see if I can book a party, or I can see if I can get an order. And then I reach out to 5 and I'm like, I'm just going to do five more because that motivation. In behavioral terms, it's behavioral momentum. And I know that, but it's like getting that first, like just sitting down. And I have Amy. I love Amy. It works, or the Amy app, whatever you call it. And I know that, right? But it's just like getting to that first step. Some weeks it's like gangbusters. I'm just fine. I wake up and I'm good to go. But it's really the weeks where life like gets in the way I shouldn't say get in the way. It's just life is a little more heavy or like taxing, or like there's more to do, like busy stuff or whatever. So I think just getting the first couple action steps in one category, like first 5 follow-up, or dividing the PRV out for each day, that would be helpful too.
And like, if something, like going back to Kate saying like what brings you joy, how about like music or podcasts? Like if you like a certain type of music or a podcast, like blast that up while you're doing your task, right? Like just like put on your headphones and like jam it out. Like I'm thinking Eye of the Tiger, like sit down and like go, right? So
I'm gonna play Eye of the Tiger. That sounds fabulous.
totally, like just try, like make fun with it. And like I oftentimes find myself like putting on a playlist or something and just like, you know, go with that, because then you're like distracting your mind with something that you're really enjoying in the moment. And I think you'll find that maybe you do find that momentum and you keep going after. You're like, oh, like I'm digging the music, or I'm digging this podcast. Like I can, you know, do some more of these things while I'm sitting here.
Thank you for saying that, because that triggered me to remember. I mean, I just had to do taxes. I hate taxes. Can I just tell you that? I have private practice. I have Scentsy. Like taxes is a pain in my butt. I hate it. I avoid it with it's horrible. But I got the most progress when I was sitting right here with music on, because I'm down in my basement. This is my space. No one else's stuff is here. It's just my stuff. If I'm upstairs in the rest of my house, I'm walking around thinking that has to be cleaned up. I need to do the laundry. My room is a mess. The kids, why are the kids and stuff all over? Like my mind just goes. So it's not even like social media. It's like my house. I love being in my house, but I think I need to stick down here actually. So play the music, stick down here.
You and I are so much alike with that.
I know, right?
It's like identical. Do you write your PRV down every day? Do you write your numbers down?
Don't. I look at it, but I don't write it down.
Write it down.
Okay.
Start writing them down.
You're getting excited.
Just like every day. Like
I'm serious, you guys. This is like amazing to have all you guys telling me things at one time. At first, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if my emotional state's gonna handle this week. You know what I mean? I was kind of like, oh crap. But no, this is awesome. Okay, sorry, keep going. Right. No,
so like your PRV, your GWB, your TWB, like how many recruits you had? Do you have the Scentsy agenda book?
No, I have a different one, but I can easily write it down.
Yeah, and like just your numbers on your performance tab there. Like I love writing those down and seeing where I started, you know, in the month, like, and just watching and then comparing numbers to the following month. Like where am I compared to last month, or, you know, a year from now? But I'm a very hands-on person. Like I like the agenda book. I'm not like obviously I look at the performance tab like and whatnot on the workstation, but I like to look through my book and be like, okay, this is where I was and here I am. Great. You know, what can I work on?
Right. And I think having it all in one spot, because I've gotten back to using my planner. So having it, I have like I wrote down my team stuff this week in my planner. I wrote down my grocery list. Like I need it all in one area, and I like my planner. So I think if I stick to my planner and just write down those basic numbers, because I like seeing those numbers too, but I can't compare if I don't write it down from the month before. And I'm not going to go back and write it down from the month before. So that's like this horrible cycle that I never get back into, if that makes sense.
It's such a cool way to track your business, because you'll be able to see the success, right? And then you can celebrate those wins, and you can start to see trends, and it's cool. So everyone should be really jotting down their numbers, and there is a tracker in the resource tab that you can print out. Otherwise, I will post, I think I have like 2 or 3 different styles of them. One that I use, and then there's a boatload of them out there. So if anyone else has one, we can post it underneath this video once it gets uploaded. Yeah, you guys have said just amazing things. A lot I wrote down too, but just remember that you don't have to compare yourself to anybody, right? Like it's no big deal. Take time for yourself. I know you're really big into self-care. It's okay to take a break. Mm-hmm. We don't have to feel bad about not working our business every day. It's totally okay. okay.
Mhm.
You can take a break. I find when I'm needing that little extra thing is I will throw on like a Jennifer Anderson, someone that like I think shares good things on YouTube. And then I feel like it just, especially on my my desktop, if I have it going behind all my work, then the next one just feeds in and feeds in and feeds in. And I might not be listening 100%, but I'm like, okay, if she's working her business or, if she, you know, like, then I am. Or, you know, an accountability group is always good, or an accountability person, like, hey, you know, like, help me. What are you doing today? Find out what someone else is doing. Maybe that would spark an interest to something that maybe you would like to do. Maybe it's not on your list. Maybe you're like, I don't want to do anything on my list, but I still want to work my business. Well, what should I do? You know?
I'm glad you mentioned the Jennifer Anderson and those YouTube, because I don't know about the rest of you, but when I get into these like slumps, I forget all the things I usually do to get myself motivated. Does that make sense? Like I've done that. Like I know that if I get up and like Eliana, if it's a day that I have her, she's watching a show, I have put on my headphones and listened to a YouTube from Jennifer Anderson actually, and that will propel me into the next like motion with my business that day, or at least doing something. But on the mornings that I get up and I'm like, no, I want to do nothing. I'm exhausted. I want to sit here because I don't, as a mom and as a work at home mom, basically now, like I Zoom in my basement, like I feel like I don't have all the extra like time to myself. So then I use that sometimes as self-care. And I'm very aware of that. And I struggle with that sometimes, even though I'm a proponent of it. I compare, I'm my worst comparison. So I compare my numbers to last month or the month before. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing, Cass? Like, why are you not doing this? You can do it. You did it last month, do it again. Right. So I beat up on myself for that. But then on the mornings where I get up and I'm like, I don't want to do anything, I rationalize why I don't have to work my business. Cause you know, I had a rough session yesterday. Oh, you know, my kids are going through this, or, oh, my family's going through this. Like I can just sit here, and yes, I can just sit here, but not for 5 hours. Right. And I forget that. So, okay.
Set timers. Have you ever done that?
No, because I hate timers. My job is timers and I hate it. So I like, I know.
I do a lot of timers because it's like, I do it for my kids a lot. And it's that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mel Robbins, like, all right, you know, maybe it's 50 minutes, but maybe it's 5 minutes. Like, you know, like,
I like chunks.
Yeah. So like, okay, I'm going to work for 10 minutes.
Right. That would work for me.
And see what happens. You know, on the day that Eliana's not there, like, okay, I'm going to work for 10 minutes and then go see what happens. You know, like, don't set yourself up like I have to work for an hour. Just 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
I do that with my chores. Like, I'm just going to get up and I'm going to unload the dishwasher and then I'm going to go back and sit down. And then I watch like something, or I read something, or I look at something, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm going to go and sweep the floor. And I get up. Why do I not do that with my Scentsy business? Why?
You got any Scentsy sweatpants? You know how you say you put on your workout clothes?
I do, yeah.
Work out. Is there any something like that you can like?
A name tag?
Yeah, like.
I don't know.
Do we need to call you at 4 a.m? Cass?
Joggers. Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
I said, do we need to call you at 4 a.m? Like, Cass, get up.
I would respond to that. So I also realize that I respond to this, right? This gets me going. Talking, bouncing ideas off of each other, even just like blabbing about nothing. That gets my juices going of like, oh, I saw Kate's face. That means Kate, I know through Scentsy, I should probably work my business, right? Like that happens. It's just like putting on my workout clothes every morning as soon as I get up, because then I know I'm going to work out. I don't know when, but I'm going to work out at some point. My clothes are already on. You know what I mean?
There's another term that I thought about, and it's called eating the frog. So basically you do the thing that is the most like thing that scares you the most, or the thing that you least want to do, right, is like eating the frog on the plate. So look at what you have to do for the day and do the thing that you're putting off first. Like if you look at that first item and you're like, I don't have to do that today, just like do it, right? So it kind of goes along with that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because then once you get that off your plate, hopefully the rest of the things won't seem maybe as daunting, or maybe you'll have that momentum kind of already, churning after that point. The other thing I wanted to say too is, I look at, this is like an overarching comment, but like I look at our businesses as kind of like a W in a way. So you have to remember that like we go through these like really big highs, but like we're going to come to some points in our journey where there are like lows and things that maybe we're just not motivated to do. We're not having the greatest month. Our customers aren't responding to certain things that we thought they were going to respond to. But like usually you'll find like you kind of go up a little bit after that point, right? And then something else knocks you down, but like you're gonna get back up to like that high again. So it's a W, right? But you just have to figure out and find some of these things that just keep like giving you that momentum to get over those little hills, because you're like right at the cusp of something like a breakthrough, right? Like something really big is coming. So just always keep that in your mind too, when you feel like you're at that really low point, like things will get better. So that's what I wanted to make sure that we talked about too. So
Courtney, it's kind of like that mining picture, where it has the two guys that are like mining to get to like that big old diamond cave. And one guy's like this close and he walks away, and the other guy's still, you guys know what picture I'm talking about? That's a powerful picture to me, because it's like you just never know.
Right. When I think about last month too, it was the end of the month and I was going to hit 2,000. And then I had 2 people that I flipped their parties and I didn't get 2,000, but literally the last day of the month, I had 2 new recruits and I'm like, what? And I felt like I worked really hard the whole month and I was reaching out, didn't feel that like the fruits of that labor, right? Like I was kind of like, oh, this is not working. I'm going to keep going. So I feel like after months like that, where I work really hard, then you typically have a month where I'm like that W, where I'm like, and I'm just like, and I have to like ramp back up again. But I forget all this stuff, right?
That's
like
why you
my
have
emotional state, right? Yeah, my emotional state's like, you can't do this. Like you need to sit on that couch. You need to do nothing. Sweeping the floor is way more important than working your business. No, it's not. But I do that. I clean. I did this in graduate school too. I would come home from work. I'd have to do homework, and I'm not a cook. And now I like to clean. I didn't before. And I would start cleaning, and Chad would be like, do your homework. You're cleaning because you don't want to do your homework. And I'm like, nuh-uh. He's like, Laya, sit down, do your homework. Like he would just get on me because I would do anything possible than that frog, right? Than to sit down and do something I didn't want to do. But with Scentsy, like I love doing it. I just gotta keep going. And that's where I get stuck. This is so helpful, by the way. Can I just tell you that? Look.
And even like making samples or, like just anything to get it going. I always feel like if I'm in a rut or even talking to my favorite customer, like she might not even need something or he might not even need something, but just like, hey, how's it going? Like finding the joy, like you guys were talking about before, but like, it's just the little one steps that will then take you to the next step and to the next step. But feeling like you have lost motivation has been felt with everybody. Like, do not feel like you are the only person that has felt that way, because this business is a lot different because we have to do so much of it on our own, right? We don't have, we're independent business owners, right? Like we have each other, but I can't sell for you. You can't sell for me. You know what I mean? Like we have to go back to our own personal and go, okay, I got to do it, and revisit your why. Like, why are you doing this for the why? What's your why? Why am I going to sell Scentsy? Why am I having, hosts? Why am I having conversations? Why? Why?
Yep. And recently, there's a lot of other things to this, but recently I've had an extra push to have multiple facets of income, multiple facets to, at some point maybe be able to put my kids in private school if I have to, or if I want to, or be able to not go to sessions, right? I love what I do, but it is taxing, and that, like, I'm hitting that burnout phase with the way I do things. So I'm trying to think of different modalities and different ways to still do what I do, but then have Scentsy be a vehicle for that. So I've revisited my why numerous times these last couple of weeks. I even went live about it last night in my VIP page. And that helped too, to talk about it, right? I had to write down notes. I had to say, I have never done that in my VIP page before, and they asked for it. So I did it. And I think that also got me going this morning too, and knowing that tonight was going to happen. So I was like, I gotta shake this, otherwise it's going to be a rough go into May. But I appreciate you saying that I'm not the only one, because sometimes I think I feel that way in the business, right? Because of that, like, comparison a bit, and knowing what you can do with this business and then not, and then feeling like you're in a slump and then not wanting to say anything about it. Like, sometimes I don't want to tell y'all that I'm struggling. It's hard. So,
Oh.
And it's even just like, this is so not sensified, but like all the new mamas, right? Like, breastfeed, don't breastfeed, do this, don't do this, don't do this, do this. And you just don't even know, like, you take it all in, and then really, like, so much is different than what you really think that you're going to go through, or, and that's literally just like your business, right? And you have to be okay with the process too, knowing that there's one person that's going to help you get there, right? And that's so
right.
Thinking that, well, why isn't it going as fast? Why isn't it? I don't know where I'm going, but knowing that you're in the right place at the right time, and this is how your journey is supposed to go.
Yep.
I struggled for years, like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting paid a title, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. And then I was like, but that's not why I'm doing this. I never started my business to be an SSD. Like, I started my business because I wanted to earn money, and I loved the product. Like, then once I was okay with just those items, then it was like, whoo, we took off. Like, here we go. Like, really look at and be comfortable with going the speed that you're going, or having the success that you're having, or not having the success that you're having. Like, I'm just talking, broad, but just being okay with it.
Right.
Cass, do you ever, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but sometimes, like, when I think about it, that I am the only one that can dictate my future as far as how I work my business, what I can earn with Scentsy, team growth, every goal that I want. Does that inspire you when you think about that and say, there is no cap to this? I can go as high as I want to go.
Yes, it does.
You know what I'm saying? So you think about that and you're like, holy crap, what am I waiting for?
Right. So I either say it like that, or I say, holy crap, why are you not doing anything?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's either like, so it's like a growth or a fixed. And I know, so I think I saw a comment of like, we go through this and maybe someone helps us with it, and then we revisit it. Like, this is something I teach my clients all the time, and it's so hard to then like take it and be like, yeah, I need to do that. Like, and not because I don't think I do, but it's harder. I need someone to tell me that, right? Which is why this is so great, because I might say it, but it's different because it's their stuff. Like, this is my stuff, and I need you guys to say this to me. So I think I'm a visual person, so I'm gonna like see your face now, Kate, actually in my head, and be like, what am I waiting for? Like, I might do that because I'm so visual and I have a photographic memory, so I will see your face whenever I think that now. So I appreciate that.
So, and then I got to do the same. Like, if you would be like, hey, Kate, you remember that no limit? Can you just text that to me every once in a while? No limit. Because you and I are like, like I said, we're dealing with the same thing. And so sometimes it's like, I get just inspired thinking of that. Like, I don't have anyone tell me, nope, you can't do this. No, you can't do this. This is as far as you're going to get. Nope, and then it's like, golly, I got the world at my hands. Just go for it. Right. Sometimes that just inspires me. So.
Yeah. And I think that's what has has shifted my mindset over the last probably 5 years since I had Ellie of, there is no limits. There's no limits to this. So then there can be no limits to other things that I need to do, that I can do. You know what I mean? So I think Scentsy is such a huge vehicle that I can use. And I know that, which then makes the days or the months that I don't use it even more of a struggle. Like then that like negative mindset kicks in of like, gosh, you're so lazy. Or, oh, you're not doing this right, or you're not doing that right. And I hear it, and I know it's wrong, but it still holds some weight there, especially when I'm already like exhausted and mentally strained and just like I want to be in my messy attic doing nothing.
I just want to mention, so there's some awesome comments going on in the comment section, but Nellie mentioned that you need to be, so motivation and inspiration, she says, is temporary. So you have to be consistent. And then I really liked what Nikki said about how, we go through these busy seasons in our life and we just get so overwhelmed, right? So it's okay. She brought up, it's okay to go at a slower pace sometimes, which is what I was kind of thinking as we are chatting. Like, you don't always have to go like, excuse my lack of term, but like balls to the wall all the time, right? Like you can do things that are, playing that YouTube video in the background while you're doing something else. Like, you can listen to it while you're taking a shower. Like, it doesn't have to be this really big income producing thing every single day, right? Like, it's great if you can get some of those samples made and things that will help you in the future. But I think that if we focus on those smaller tasks, that things won't seem as daunting and as overwhelming either. So those were really great points in the comment section.
It's hard for me to remind myself of that because I'm always balls to the wall. Like once I'm in, I'm all in. And then if I'm not all in, then I feel bad about that. You know what I mean? So
right. Like, yeah.
Underlined it and circled it because I need to like post it somewhere in my office because it does. It's like I'm balls to the wall. That's, even though it's lack of a better words, it's gonna stick with me.
Right. Well, and I think that it's natural to feel like guilty about things. And then I think a lot of it goes back to like comparison too. Like you do have to be careful about the videos that you watch and the people that you listen and read, because you do start to compare yourself with them. Like, why can't I do everything that they're just doing this video for? But you don't know their backstory necessarily and how long it took them to be able to create a video like that or to be able to put content out like that, So you do have to be careful when you tread lightly when you see those things, but they do have some really great kind of hopefully motivation, like this whole call is, that you can find already out there on different topics too that can get you maybe going in the right direction.
Thank you for saying that, Courtney. We read all of these, listen to these books, all of that stuff, and it's like, man, why are they doing all of this? Like, why can't I? This entire conversation was one I had in my head last night in the shower. I'm like, why am I not working my business? Like, what's going on? And it was like, I forgot I had a full-time job too. Like, this isn't my only. And I feel kind of relatable with Cassie. Like, my job is full-time, but I do have a lot of downtime. Like, I'm home sometimes, but I'm still in that mindset of like, oh, I don't want to get stuck in doing something. I might have to go pick up the kids from school, or I don't want to be, doing this errand because, oh, what if they need me? Because technically I'm on the clock for them. I'm a nanny. I don't know if everyone knows that, just the context, but I'm like, I need to let myself breathe a little bit and remember that, like, in my head, this is all I do, but it's not. So this, literally shower thoughts last night. I'm like, whoa, chill out, Danielle.
Okay. We also have to remember, like, the people that we like to watch are good teachers, and they may have been a teacher before Scentsy came into their lives. So comparison is so hard, so hard. And also, don't live by someone else's expectations of what you should be doing. Like, it's your business. You get to do it however you want to do. You know, like, I feel like sometimes we get pressured, or, you know, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, you should do that. And it's like, like, how can I keep up with everything? You know, like, if it doesn't feel comfortable with you, you know, like, writing out a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday thing isn't for me at all. Like, I can't function because I don't like that, like, I have to do this, you know. But if I have a whole week of things that I could pick from, okay, that feels a little bit more, you know, like, easy flow kind of a thing. And just like everyone is saying, like, you know, you it is so hard not to get and see what everyone else is doing, right? We got to put those blinders on. We got to focus on inside and how we feel and what makes us happy and what brings us joy, right? And then surround yourself with the people that will do that for you. Show up. Be intentional with your time. Like, listen to what's going on, you know, like, really engage in what's happening. Because like we saw Danielle, a community like this can skyrocket your business within weeks. This is kind of, Danielle, we kind of got this idea off of you. Like, honestly, like, we did this to you. We word vomited all over you with you were brave. You were like, you guys, I need help. I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm going. And we all just went, bleh. But look at how amazing you did, right? So we like, yeah.
I don't know where, I wouldn't be where I am right now in my business, even though it's been smaller steps than what I probably would like. But I probably would still be sitting back, avoiding these calls, you know, getting so anxious that I don't even hop on. And yeah, I would still be where I was back then. So it was the best thing for me.
It just gives me chills.
Do you want to bring up that important point? I'm like this, where if I am maxed out or taxed, like, I retreat. Like, I don't, you know, I swear, I just, like, don't, like, if I pick and choose what I can do without feeling like I'm gonna go crazy, and then I just retreat, and I just kind of, like, I do a lot of self-care. I don't respond to messages, and sometimes that can be good, but sometimes that can be bad because I retreat from everyone or everything, right? So I'm learning, and this group has totally, like, changed that over the last year specifically. Just that there are people that you can choose to engage with, or at least just give people a heads up that know you, right? Of like, hey, I'm just having a hard time. I'm here, but I'm just not engaging. And then we all know, or you all know, for me, you know what I mean? Like, we can all then say, I'm here, reach out if you need something, or don't reach out, but just know that you can come to me. And I think that's where I've learned that this community or sticky tribe is so helpful during these moments, which is why I'm grateful for tonight. It's like, it couldn't have been planned more perfectly as far as the timing of it. So that was not my doing, by the way. I was just like, sure, I'll go first. Like, why not? And then last week happened, or maybe last week and a half. And I was like, oh, sweet Jesus, I'm so excited for Monday night. Like, that's all I could think about. So I need to look at the chat.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say, Kim has a comment in the chat that kind of made me think about this, but it's okay to be vulnerable as well in your business, and to share that with people, not only here with your Scentsy peeps, but if you're comfortable with sharing it with your customers and other people as well. They want to see that side of you, and they're going to connect with you on a different level. So if you can do that with them, do it, because it will find that by opening yourself up, people will kind of go to you like a moth to a flame, because they are real people too. And we all have these things that are in our lives that are really hard to go through and challenging. So, even if it's something as simple as I have no motivation, share that with your group, your VIP group. Like, hey guys, what are some ideas that you guys do to kind of pump up your spirits or something, because they want to know that this isn't like working your own business, it's not all rainbows and butterflies every single day. But I think that can actually maybe even help you in the long term with actually, if you'd like to get some more recruits, like people are going to see that side of you and learn to trust you, because you do have these challenges that you have to overcome.
Courtney, I 100% agree with you, because people don't want to see you be perfect. They don't want to see, oh, I can't do what she does. The whole situation with my mom and stuff, like going back to Minnesota, I reached out to my team members and said, hey, this is what's going on. And they said, Katie, we got your back. Don't worry about the team page. We got it. And I love that connection that we have, that I don't have to worry about it. So you got to find your tribe. You got to find your people that, like, when Cassie and I are feeling overwhelmed and whatever, we know that everyone else in that, in our group here understands, oh, well, they're okay. Like if they need something, they'll reach out. We'll check in with them, like just understanding and respecting those, I don't want to say boundaries, but do you guys understand what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, it's not like, oh, what's wrong with Katie? Why hasn't she been on, whatever? No, because you guys understand that I'm like Cassie. I back away and I have to figure this out, because I'm not going to be my best version if I'm coming in with everything else going on. I'm going to be a Krabby Patty. Let's just say this, like it's not going to be fun for me. And then I'm going to get overwhelmed because I'm going to try to keep up with you guys. And I'm just like, I can't do this. So yeah, find your tribe and stick with them. People that respect you and support you.
Because I feel like once I can gather, then I've gotten good. That's not English. I apologize, Courtney.
Love it.
I've gotten good at knowing, okay, I've come out of this place. I know who to reach out to now. Whereas if I'm in it, it's like a hot freaking mess. I'm just trying to keep it together, because I have 2 children that as soon as I start crying, they're like, oh my gosh, mom, are you okay? I don't need that, right? I don't need them to do that. I just need to like compose myself because I'm emotional because I didn't sleep well, or like whatever it is. It's not that important in that moment, but I don't really know what my next steps are until I can recharge. I've realized that. So yeah.
And isn't it cool that you can take a step back from Scentsy? You can go to Minnesota and your business can still thrive and nothing happens. Like even if, you've got 4 months, like if something happens and, you got to take time for something, you're nothing's going to happen. Right? Like if you were to take 4 months off of your job, would you have a job when you come back? Like if you worked outside, at a different,
there's no way. If I called in and I couldn't see my clients, I would have no clients, right? Like
I've been seeing, some of my frontline say like, one person the other day was like, oh my gosh, you must think that I don't sell Scentsy anymore. Like she posted this on her wall. She had like a little funny like meme of herself or whatever. And she got a ton of orders for just being open and honest. And like, I've been struggling, kids are in hockey, like, it's just time of life, whatever. And people were like, oh, but I need this, this, and this. And they, and it was, at one other time she had sent a letter like, should I still be a consultant? Like, would you guys still buy from me? Like she was totally, and she just had like a ginormous month that month. Right. So we don't want to obviously do that every 4 months or every 3 months, whatever. But being open and honest and just being yourself, being authentic is so what the world needs right now, right? Like we all kind of are like, okay, get it. Yep. We understand,
Right. And something happened today. I saw a post today from an acquaintance, and this person's social media page would not have led on to anything being wrong in this person's life. Very much everything's great, everything's rainbows, which is great. I mean, she posted a lot all the time. And I'm not saying that opening up on social media, like that's not necessarily what we want to do either, right? Like we want to kind of pick and choose and filter what we put out there as far as how vulnerable or what we're going to share. But like I saw that and I thought, okay, I'm going to pray for her because I feel bad that that's happening. But then I thought to myself, like, I want my Facebook friends or my VIP groups to know some of my ups and downs. Like I want them to know a little bit about me. So if something happens, they're not like, whoa, why it was like, and then question, oh my gosh, was Cassie being authentic? Like, is this really who she is? Is she trying to paint this rosy picture of Scentsy and, you know, her kids or whatnot? So it just was like a wake up call for me today to be like, wow, like I really want to make sure that I'm consistently authentic in what I put out there. And that's with my team too. Like I'm not always as open just because, you know, it's hard sometimes. It's hard to be like, hey, guess what? All of my team has higher PRV than I do right now. You know what I mean? Like if that were to happen, I don't think I'd shout that, but I would be a little ashamed because then I would beat on myself to not have, you know, what I think I should have. And I think this call tonight, you know, let's see, I wrote just breathe, by the way, in very large letters on my third page of notes. And then I circled, it's okay to go at a slower pace. So that is going to be my own mantra of like, it's okay to go at a slower pace and it's okay not to. It's okay to just be you. And that's the vibe I'm getting, which I'm very grateful for, by the way. I needed to hear this.
So just to wrap up, we talked a little bit about Frog in the Well, or not Frog in the Well, Eat That Frog. We have a Scentsy warmer called Frog in the Well, and they broke the mold when they made this. It's very sentimental. So it was 2010 when this warmer was given to us at reunion. And I just want to read the back of it because I think it's Orville and Heidi. We had a Superstars Summit. I wasn't even going to talk about any of this stuff. So this is totally like, here we go. See what comes out of Anne's mouth. We had a Superstar Summit last Thursday and Friday, and they got on, Orville and Heidi, and we're talking about how they were leaving for 3 years and what they wanted as Superstar directors and as consultants, as women of, you know, leaders, as you know, just what they want from us, because they wanted to set the expectation of what's going to happen in the next 3 years. And Orville talked a lot about the frog in the well. So it has a little story on the back. Okay. It says, in all aspects of our lives, we are frogs in a well. In some areas, we may be on the top of the well with great understanding and freedom, trying to encourage others to work hard enough to get off of their well. In other areas, we are frogs at the bottom of the well, looking up and thinking we understand when in fact we only gasp at a shadow of reality. In all cases, we come to a position of understanding and freedom by subjecting ourselves to self-improving work. We must work to get understanding. We must strive for freedom. So there's Grandpa Well or Frog at the top of the well, and there's these frogs that are on the bottom, and they are way at the bottom, and they see the little light at the very, very top, and they're like, why does Grandpa get to be up here when we're all down in the well? And they're all like trying to get up, and Grandpa's like, just come on. The more you work on building your dream, the greater you understand and the freedom becomes. Sometimes it's hard. The walls get slippery, don't they? So the water comes in and the frogs can rise up because the water's lifting them up, and the walls are all slippery and it's all messy and it's all full of junk, right, that we have in our life. And they're like, why can't I just get up? Why can't I get up? But I can promise you it is worth it. And the party we will have when you reach the top and when we look down together at the journey you have made, I promise I'll be here working tirelessly to help you make it to the top, climb the wall. So I want all of us to climb the wall, and we all need to help each other get down, get all the frogs that are down on the bottom to the top, right? Because there's room for everybody. There's, we don't have to go the same pace. We're not all going to have the same story. We're not all going to, have lightning speed to get to SSD or director or star or lead or essential. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how fast you go or how slow you go. Just as long as we keep pulling frogs up with us, right? So that's what these calls are going to be doing from here on out, like trying to get everyone up. We want to help everyone get to the spot where everyone can be not on those slippy, slimy walls. And we may never have that, right? Like, we're always going to have a little gunk in our life. But if we all can help each other out together, then it just makes life and Scentsy a whole lot more fun, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this was awesome. So I can't wait to see how your motivation is this week, Cassie. You'll have to let us know.
I already feel better like right now. So Danielle, I don't know if that's how you felt, but there's like this, I was already feeling it this morning. I think because I knew tonight was going to kick my butt and I was waiting for it. I needed everyone, really. And so I'm already feeling like ready to rock. So it's pretty immediate. Once I felt like heard, like once you share and you're open and you like in a safe place, there's just something about that then opens you up to hearing and then feeling like, I got this, I can do this. Danielle, did you feel that way?
Yeah, I couldn't sleep that night. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do this and this and this. I need the Amazon cart. Like, what do I need to get in here? A good cry helps. I did that on video. But a good cry helps. But yeah, the adrenaline I had, I was like, I didn't do anything that night because I was so exhausted.
Right.
But yeah, I know what you're feeling. Yeah.
I think, go ahead, Danielle, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think one thing that's really important too is like, we show up to this call and stuff like this, but some people that may be listening to the replay, like, don't be scared to reach out to us. Like, seriously, we're like the most laid back, like, come to us in a vulnerable state and we're gonna help you guys out. Like, don't think I'm stupid, I'm not gonna reach out to them, they're gonna think I'm an idiot. Like, don't even think that way. Like, just reach out and we'll just kind of word vomit like we did on Danielle.
Well, and I think that's the best part about this group is that, or this hot seat, wax seat, whatever we call it, is that it's showing that we all struggle with the same things, and we all have moments where we don't struggle with the same things, right? So this is showing that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you're at, what you do each month, like, we all are in this together and we all share the same things at one point in time or another.
I will say to anyone that watches the replay as well, just even showing up, and you don't even have to talk. You don't even have to comment. You don't even have to turn your video camera on. Just showing up here for yourself is amazing. I sat through many of our Monday night book clubs and didn't talk. I was so anxiety ridden for some reason. And I finally just showed up, and I ended up with the amazing word vomits from all of you that, like, I broke through my barrier. That wall that was holding me back was gone. And here I am. I enjoy these calls. So yeah, like Kate said, we're not scary. We're not going to think you're dumb. We are all going through it or have gone through it. So just show up. for yourself.
It's finding yourself. You got to find what makes you happy. And we're going to be like right there, like just helping you go along, like keep going, do what you got to do. It's just finding your joy, because I think, you know, like without Ann and Nellie and Cassie and all of you guys here, like I wouldn't have what, like the confidence that I have today without any of you guys. Like seriously, just, you know, you pull these different ideas from everybody and it's just amazing, I think. And because I wasn't good enough. And so it's amazing what it can do for you. So just show up and just, like Danielle said, just if you want to just sit there and listen, that's totally fine.
Cool.
I did a lot of crying last week, so I'm a little cried out. I think if it was last week, you wouldn't have heard anything. I would have just been like, ah! So I agree. A good cry is good.
Yeah, I do it a lot, like probably daily. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you guys are awesome. All right. We're going to let you go. I didn't think it was going to go this long, which is great. Fabulous. I love it. I got lots of good content. And I got something out of it too, right? Like, I hope you, like, not just Cassie, but I hope we all got something that we can take away from this. Or maybe when someone on your own team or your frontline comes to you and they're like, I'm just not motivated. Well, pull up this video or, you know, just talk through it with them and ask questions about what they see, what they do, what they have done, what they haven't done, and go from there and check in, right? Be there for them.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so
everyone.
for hopping on.
Thank you for everyone's input. And I didn't get a chance to look at the chat all that much, so hopefully we'll be able to read that. But
I will have it. Awesome. All right, you guys, we will see you in 2 weeks. We will put up a reminder to send your funnies to Miss Courtney, and we will have a good belly laugh. You might want to do like cheek, I don't know, like are there exercises?
Definitely get those cheek exercises in, you guys.
There's like a video that we could do that's like this, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe Courtney can find some gifts for her.
We'll start ours off with a like jazzercise video or something. So yes, I'm excited.
Maybe you have to show up in a jazzercise outfit, Court.
Windbreaker. I'm gonna go find one.
That would be funny one night.
I love it.
All right, you guys, have a good night, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Ladies, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.